Hi there everybody, my name is Kate and welcome to my channel, Trinergy Awakens Naturally. We're doing it very a la naturel and casual, apparently. In my last video, I talked about forgiveness and hugging our inner cactus, hugging us inside and forgiving ourselves. And you know, Spirit is wonderful, Spirit is delightful and likes to, bring every facet that we're open to learn more about ourselves and humanity and our place within that construct as it's changing into new earth energies. And when I got this morning, I was listening to someone and she said, this person needs you to forgive them. And I thought, no, you really don't. I've been clear on that I don't need anyone else's forgiveness and they don't need mine. That's the balance of, yeah, if I don't need your forgiveness, then you don't need mine in order to heal. Because when people say those things and they're telling other people that you need that person's forgiveness in order to move on, in order to transition to glory, I mean, there's all different facets of it. It's pretty harsh, is that I don't want it out there on any level that at least one of us on this planet is not holding that belief that, no, if there's a person transitioning and they feel like they need to make peace with another person, they can do so. However, in order to put it out there that this only works if you get that or you're going to be stuck in some purgatorial place, you're going to be stuck forever, you're going to be roaming the ethers. That's very, to me, in my opinion and in my downloads and my understanding, is very unfair, because our spiritual sovereignty can make us far more conscious and aware of what the truth is, which is that I really, if I'm looking to gain forgiveness from someone else, it's really beginning with that hugging my cactus, and begin with me and forgive me that I ever harmed another person that badly, that I ever did anything that was that devastating. And I can say this from experience. This is not, that I've never done anything horrible or that I've never received anything horrible. Unfortunately, the truth is that people have done things to me that were far more horrible than anything I was putting out there. However, it's still a matter that those are the people that I would never want them to believe that they can't go on to glory, whatever that looks like, whether they're wearing their skin or not, whether they're transitioning into, some other space outside of their body. I would never want any of my oppressors or my perpetrators to feel like they needed to get something from me, that I was holding up their divinity or their expression of that divinity because I wouldn't forgive them. It's not based on that. I've not once understood that in my consciousness as I've been getting downloads and really speaking to my team, going through my own spiritual journey and getting clean. It's never been about that, because I cannot be beholden to somebody else any more than they can be beholden to me. That's still part of the karmic cycle and that old energy, where I can't progress, I can't move on unless I gain your forgiveness. What do you do if somebody does pass on and you're not able to clear that up before they go? Or before you go? Or what do you do if that person refuses your apology? I've had that happen, that I've apologized to people who turned around and stabbed me, that they were not ready to hear that. They didn't want to believe it, they didn't want to take it in, and they were not willing to take my apology as the pure intention of, wow, I've really messed up, I'm so sorry, what can I do to make this better, 333, for you? If they're not ready to hear that and they're going to punish me, then I can walk away feeling very much like that I'm a worm, there's something wrong with me, and I'm not holy enough or divine enough, I've got work to do. And it is very true, I do have work to do. I need to go inside of me and get very clear about what divinity truly is, which is releasing myself from the bondage and the carnage and the karmic cycle of believing that someone else holds my divinity from me, either by allowing me their grace or not allowing me their grace. The grace comes from a much higher place than 3D Earth, and especially with people who want to toy with emotions or be unkind or use those vulnerable places when we're trying to, truly make things right, use those points to really stab and jab, because they are still in a very unkind and unpleasant and ugly place, dark place. And so when we're looking to, express our forgiveness to another person, I highly encourage it. However, if it's already a known quantity, if that's going to be someone that will really be abusive of me, be prepared for that and offer it anyway, and just understand that perhaps if it's safe to do so and you feel led to do so, offer it anyway. In my own personal experience, I've apologized to people. I knew that that probably was going to fall on deaf ears. However, I felt like I needed to verbalize it anyway. And then the rest of that forgiveness work is mine that I'll take away now, because doing it here in 3D is only piling up more karmic energy for me and for that person perhaps. However, I'm not in their bag to know one way or another. I take my bag, leave what's theirs, and take mine away, which is I need to forgive me for ever being a part of that energy to begin with, to victimize or to be victimized, to ever feel like I deserve to be harmed, to ever feel like I deserve to be treated very poorly or stolen from or lied to or physically harmed, financially harmed, emotionally harmed, energetically harmed on any level. To believe that kind of bullshit is really where I need to forgive myself the most. And then forgive myself where I've taken action against other people that was unkind, either out of my unconsciousness, out of my direct, I'm trying to be harmful, whatever level that was. It's about getting okay with me, that even if I have been the worst person in the world by my estimation, or a comparative study of even if I am a murderer, I still have to get jiggy with the fact that I harmed other people and that I deserve, no matter what, I still deserve to, once my eyes are open and I'm looking to the light, to make that stuff right. It does not mean we are instantaneously made better and suddenly raised up. It doesn't. We still have karmic baggage that we have to take care of. However, the journey of believing that retribution or that receiving retribution or giving retribution is going to balance those books is erroneous. And no one needs my forgiveness any more than I need theirs. And if I'm going to walk around believing that no one needs my forgiveness, then I can't need theirs. And if I already know that I don't need yours, I'm letting this go responsibly, and knowing what my part in was, a part of it was, what my part in all of that was, really truly knowing that and balancing those books with integrity and impeccability, then I can walk away and know that I'm letting you go and I'm working on the forgiveness from my end, no matter what you do. And if I can let that person go knowing that I don't need your forgiveness, then I have to balance that on the other side of it by saying, then you don't need my forgiveness either. We are allowed to ascend with or without buddies and friends. We are allowed to move on. We are allowed to release and let go. We are allowed to dump out the burden. We are not required to interact with people who are not really truly wanting to be on the same cycle or not wanting to get out of the karmic baggage that they're in. If people want to stay in the dark bag, they're allowed to. However, 737, we don't have to join them in that. We don't have to stay in that. When we're ready to dump it and let it go, we can. And it doesn't matter what kind of a monster we've ever been or what kind of a monster anybody else has ever been to us. Those are the weeds that we have to work through in our world. But no matter which side of that we're on, and we're all on both sides at some level. Some of us just have worse stuff on one side or the other, or a propensity to hang out on one side or the other, victim or victimizer. But that's the old cycle. That's to be expected, that no matter what's there, and no matter what those details are, they're for me to work out. And if I start including other people in my recovery program, 818, or my belief that I need something from them, then I've just started a whole new karmic energy attachment with someone, or an energy attachment that becomes karmic very quickly if they don't do what I need them to, or if I'm in a place where I'm ready to release this and let it go and they're not. It can keep me back, it can hold me down, and it can really have me doubting myself and believing that I'm not worthy. And that's ultimately the hug and the cactus thing that I talked about in my previous video, is that being able to hug my cactus means that I soften the edges on what I'm about, and I can absolutely hug your cactus from a distance, and you don't need me to identify whether you are worthy enough. You already are. It's a matter of, do you see that about you, 909? Because if I can see that about me and I can see that about you, but you can't, we have no work we can do, because that's going to be an imbalanced equation. And we all are working on something. We are all working through something. We're always, always, always evolving, if we are. And if we're stuck in karmic cycles, that's a place where, light workers, starseeds, people that are very childlike and gullible or innocent, however you want to look at that, people that are there can often get very heavily trapped in that karmic cycle because we feel like, well, I want the forgiveness, I want them to heal. And we do. We want other people to be out of their pain cycles. However, we're creating more pain cycles and keeping a subliminal level, if not a major out here in 3D obvious level of subversion, and believing that somebody else has the ability to change or alter our destiny, what we're creating for ourselves. If you have work here to do and it doesn't involve 1010 being stuck to an old paradigm, then get in there, friend, and realize that there's nobody out here that can hold you from your place on the planet, in the ethers. There's no one that can hold you from that, but the quickest way that we can be held back from it is to believe that somebody out here owes us something, or that we owe them. So that concludes this one. I hope that you are doing well no matter what part of the day you're in, my friend, and enjoy getting in your skin. Get within, because within your skin, your divine is absolutely, absolutely, totally fine, and is so loving and kind, and absolutely is you. It's so pure, it's so divine. It's a matter of get in touch with that, and that will show you how to work through all of the human paradigm that has caused so many problems for you, for me, for everybody on this planet. And just because we're loving, kind, and earth angels and star seeds and all of these beautiful things doesn't mean that we're going to be sharing space with every monster that's ever been in our face. 1111, that's not the requirement. We could if we needed to. However, if we don't need to, if it's not part of our work to do, then bug out and be very kind and loving and forgiving of yourself. And the other stuff with being kind and loving of other people, it comes more naturally the more that we set those boundaries away from people who are wishing to stay more karmically attached to the cycle they're in. There's a whole lot of people in severe pain, emotional pain, and distress that are acting out, projecting, and really going in deep into the dark bag to find how they're going to exact their 1144, their revenge and their retribution. However, ain't nobody that deserves to have my forgiveness withdrawn from them, because I don't own that. I don't have providence over that. That is not mine to give. It's not mine to receive from another human being. We are laterally the same. I get my forgiveness, my awareness, and my ascendance from the higher realms, and other people that are playing in those dark places, that's not where that's living. So it doesn't mean you have to condemn them, and it doesn't have to mean that you have to be unforgiving. It means make it a non-issue by neutralizing it and saying, yeah, you don't owe me anything and I don't owe you. We both have cosmic work to do, and that's where I like to leave it. So as I said, enjoy your day and get within, because you're divine. It is absolutely fine. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye, my beautiful friends.